Hawkeye, AI-powered vision for outdoors. Let's get into its features. G'day, Hawkeye attaches to the rear of a bicycle and detects hazards coming up behind you. It also has video recording and a powerful responsive light. But let's dig deeper into those features. Key feature with Hawkeye is the detection of vehicles coming up behind you, and it does this with the use of multiple cameras. The main camera can detect up to 220 meters away vehicles coming up behind you, and so that gives you quite an advanced warning. Now, depending on the vehicle, it can be up to 10 seconds of advanced warning. Now, it turns those video signals into icons, and it does that through a powerful neuroprocessing unit, which converts the video into data. And that makes it very easy to connect your phone. So just with a simple Bluetooth connection, you connect to your phone, and then you'll see that graphical display of the hazards that are coming up behind you. Now, another feature is that we have multiple cameras, and therefore you can see very, very wide field of view. Something that's coming up just over your left or your right shoulder will still be detected by the Hawkeye system. Another key feature with Hawkeye is that it doesn't just tell you that there is something there, but tells you what that class is. And a class is a type of object, for example, a truck or a car or a bike or a person. And that's important because you as the rider know that a truck is more hazardous than a pedestrian. And so knowing what that class is gives you the heads up to be more careful when there's a truck coming up behind you than, say, a pedestrian. Hawkeye also plots those objects that are behind you as if you were looking down on top of it, and that's why we call the product Hawkeye, because it's just like a hawk that's floating above you, telling you what's coming up behind you. Something that's a long way behind you is down the bottom of the screen and is a small icon. Something that's very close to you is much bigger and closer to you from a top-down view. It also shows you whether it's left or right of you. That's important because that gives you steering indication, and it also gives you indications of how quickly that thing is coming up behind you with the use of the different colors. Hawkeye has audio signals, and this is really handy because you don't want to be looking at the screen all the time. Certainly incorporate it as part of your scan by glancing down, but you really want to have your eyes up, looking forward where you're going, keeping yourself safe and enjoying the ride. Now, the audio signals there come in multiple forms. You can have the audio signals coming out through the phone's speaker, you can pipe it through your headsets, you can pipe it through a bike computer, and even there's a small buzzer on the device itself. And the audio can be masked off or on or set up in a way that suits you. You might not want audio signals telling you that there's a bike rider behind us, so you can turn that off. You might want different configurations for different rides. All of this flexibility makes it tailorable to you and your riding style and your riding conditions. Radar has some serious limitations. One of them that we found was radar reflections. In other words, the radar bounces off something and gives a false trigger. Now, we found in our testing one of the premier radar products out there, when we mounted on the back of a bike and there was a metal rack there on the back of a bike, which is very common, the radar's range was significantly reduced to only a few meters, making it virtually useless. Now, Hawkeye doesn't have that problem because it's a vision system and there aren't any radar reflections to worry about. One of the great benefits of Hawkeye's AI vision system is that you can selectively mask out things that you don't want to be alerted to. For example, you might be riding with your partner up and down the road and they're on a bike. You could selectively say, I don't want to be alerted to that. In other words, turn all the audio signals and even the icons off so that you're not being annoyed by the rider that might be behind you all the time. But then you will still get those objects that are further behind, those threats, those trucks and cars that are coming up behind you and even behind your rider. So being able to mask out things so that you reduce the amount of annoyance is one of the key things that the vision system is capable of doing. Another great capability with Hawkeye's AI vision system is that it can track partially hidden objects. Now, this is really handy if you're riding in a group of riders where there's multiple bikes behind you. The Hawkeye vision system can still detect a hazard, a car or a truck coming behind the whole group, even when they're partially hidden by the other riders. As the hazard moves in and out of view from the camera, the vision system can still track that, alert you to that, and make you and the rest of the group aware of that vehicle coming up behind you. The AI vision system is capable of tracking specific objects or specific people. The AI system can be trained on a particular person, for example. Say he's a key competitor or a friend of yours that you want to compete with on a ride. You can flag them, mark them, and then when that person makes a gain on you, for example, from behind, that can be alerted to you specifically so that you know how to react and respond, maybe even compete them. Hawkeye has been designed from the ground up to work with smartphones, and smartphones have great displays. They're large, high resolution, high color contrast. You take full advantage of that. Across the top, there are icons showing you the number of threats in each classification, which makes it very easy to determine how serious the threat is and how many threats there are. Below that is an icon of the bike, essentially where you are. And then below that are all the vehicles, classes, and hazards that are coming up behind you. Those in the great distance are smaller. Those that are up close are bigger. And you have that left, right, distance, orientation, and colors giving you the level of threat that actually is. A very rich graphical interface to make it very easy and intuitive to understand the situation as it develops behind you. One of the complaints about radar-based systems is that people who are riding with you and you yourself are being bathed in radar. Now, there may be health implications for that, but maybe people just don't find it pleasant to know that radar is being beamed at you if you're riding behind someone with this system. And also, it's right there, right underneath your seat, and there's radar being spilled out and reflected around for you too. Now, AI vision systems don't have any kind of emissions. They completely respond to the photons of light that are already there in the environment. One of the key advantages that radar has is that it works in complete darkness. Now, we found through our research we're able to develop specific models or AI models that work really well in urban night environments, and that's because of the ambient light urban environment and also the headlights that all cars and vehicles have. So having our specifically trained night vision models helps us partially overcome that, and really in most biking situations there is some kind of light and therefore the AI vision system still works very well. Hawkeye has the ability to collect all of that data and store that in the cloud, so thousands of data points a second from what's happening behind you. And this is really useful if you want to analyze later on perhaps the safest rides, where cars were closest to you, where other bike riders were competing against you. All of this data is aggregated in and you have access to that through our portal. So you've mounted the phone on the front of your bike and you're using it for Hawkeye. Well, wouldn't it be great if there were other features? One of the common features that's asked for is a mapping function. Yes, we're bringing that out in a premium version, along with many other features, including bike computer, fitness apps, and links to other really useful things. You really want to have everything right in front of you when you're riding. All of the statistics are right there, and we'll be developing apps in our premium version. Now, what's coming in the future are virtual reality glasses or augmented reality glasses, which actually present information on your glasses. This is perfect when you're riding out in the field. You can wear your glasses and see what's coming up behind you because Hawkeye will be able to pipe its data directly onto those glasses. So without even having to look down, you'll be able to know what's going on behind you. This is all coming. Big companies like Meta, Google are looking into this and pouring billions of dollars into this technology so that it is going to be ideal for cyclists. Hawkeye comes with video recording. There's a separate camera which pushes video directly onto an SD card. If there's an incident or an accident, or you just want to see what happened behind you on that ride, you just have to access the SD card, pull that video off, and you can see it. There's up to 48 hours of video available on the current SD card, which is plenty of rides for you to catch everything that you want to see. Hawkeye comes with a great light, a multi-adaptable, functional and responsive light. It's an array of lights which can be changed red, green and blue to offer any color of the rainbow. There are multiple of these individual lights, so it's possible to put text or any kind of shape on the back light that you might want. For example, an indicator light to the left or to the right, arrows, or changing the colors to make it more alerting. Or you can even take it off the back of the bike and make everything fully white and use it as a very powerful torch light if you happen to be caught out at night. But importantly, Not only can you put all those functions and text and so on, but it's also automatically responsive. So as the AI detects things coming up behind, the light can change. And one common way to do this is to have the light flashing slowly in red, and as something comes up closer, it flashes quickly in red. The capabilities of this light are enormous, and the flexibility that you've got with this light really helps to bring drivers' attention to you as you ride. And that's not all. There are actually side lights. So if somebody is approaching you from the side, they're seeing those lights as well. The rear light wraps all the way around 180 degrees so that people from either side of you can see you, thanks to this very capable rear light system. So what about mounting the Hawkeye to the rear of your bike? Well, in each kit with Hawkeye are multiple adapters. They have the common GoPro style mount, but you can mount it underneath your saddle in a very compact fashion so that it hangs down with a bracket for that. We have the standard mounting bracket which goes around the seat post. There's a bracket for mounting onto a rack, and there's even a quick release. So you can pick and swap and move the Hawkeye product to the ideal location on your specific bike. Hawkeye comes with a battery which in normal use is up to 4 hours use, and that can even be extended depending on how you use the product. It's an IP rated casing, so it'll stand up to the design to work outside. There's an on-off button obviously to save power when you're not using it, and a micro C USB adapter which is covered with a waterproof or water-resistant boot. It's also equipped with green LEDs for giving you power indication. The rear of the case is robust metal construction, giving the whole product a great deal of strength and robustness for the outdoor environment. I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.